Hello, Steve White from Steve Arts 89. We have sort of some bad news if you're a Star Trek fan. Now, Vanity Fair did an article with Alex Kurtzman about the Star Trek universe in general because CBS All Access, of course, is trying to make Star Trek into a Marvel Universe style thing because, of course, they want to make money. And they went through several things, where Picard's at, where Discovery Season 3 is at, and there's nothing really new in here, except the one thing which is very disappointing to me is to hear that the Section 31 series with Michelle Yeoh is going into pre-production. It's Section 31 was created in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which was created as sort of the anti-Star Trek back in the day because people hated Star Trek The Next Generation. They hated Gene's vision, and they felt it had to be we shouldn't have a positive future. We should have a negative, dark future where there's war and racism and prejudice and everything like there is today, which was the whole point of Star Trek, was that there was a future without that. But of course, because of their lack of vision and negativity, of course, they had to create this universe. Now, Deep Space Nine started off, it was a slow burn. It started off very much like Star Trek, but ended up being a war series, a serialized war series, which is not what Star Trek was. Which is why I've kind of turned on it. I sort of watched it back in the day and didn't really sort of appreciate how bad it was. I mean, the writing is great, the acting is great. It's a great series quality-wise. It's the philosophy, the ideas that are in it that are the problem. They do adhere on some level to Gene's ideals, but as far as Starfleet goes, going to war, creating Section 31, basically they're just trying to piss all over it, and they did. Now, Section 31, basically, Michelle Yeoh apparently went to them and said, let's do a spin-off of my character. Now, had they done a spin-off of Georgiou when she was the captain of the Shinzo, or whatever it's called, it would have been good, because that's exploration, that's Starfleet, that first part of the episode before the Klingon War breaks out is actually good. I would have liked to have seen that as a show. But no, of course, instead they decided to do Section 31, because that's the opposite of Star Trek. That's not what we want. And they're trying to appeal to people they hate Star Trek. They're trying to appeal to people who hate Star Trek. They're trying to appeal to the general audience and general science fiction fans who don't like Star Trek, because that's a larger audience than the loyal, paying audience that has been around for 50 years for Star Trek is smaller than the general audience, of course. So that's who they want. So it's not, the frustrating thing about the whole situation is not these people don't know any better. They know what they're doing. It's a strategy, and they're deliberately going against what Star Trek is and against what the fans want. Like, they should be working on a Pike series, and my hope was they would just let Section 31 go and just focus on a Pike series. Work on Picard, finish Discovery up, and then go on to a Pike series, which is what people want. But instead, they're not going to do that. They're just going to push Michelle Yeoh because of diversity, because she's Asian. They just want to have an Asian lead in a Star Trek TV series. They just want the woke points. They don't actually care if the character deserves a series. She is a megalomaniac cannibal who committed genocide against the Klingons in her mirror universe. She's Space Hitler, is what people refer to her as, and they're giving that character a Star Trek TV series. It's so offensive. Now, the talk is that they're going to do some kind of redemption story, and the reference I sort of heard from Ketwolski was talking about it was that's going to be like Unforgiven, and it's basically going to be about a character getting back into the action, and maybe that she finds her humanity outside of the mirror universe. If they go that way, it could be a Star Trek series and redeemable. If they don't, if they just do what they're talking about, which is just a Section 31 series, which is basically Federation, CIA, and Nazis, it's going to be hideous. Now, they've got a writer's room set up. They're writing scripts. They're working on things. As far as I know, they don't have an actual episode order or anything, but they're going into pre-production as Discovery Season 3 winds down, they're preparing this, or they're planning to. I don't know if they're funded, but they want to go forward with it. And this is very bad for Star Trek. But I'm just going to leave that there. I just had to say something because it just bothers me that much. But feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, tell me how wrong I am, tell me if you agree with me. Comments are good. Thanks. Bye.